OKFM 101.7.
Onumanyan for Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, MP for Northtown, minority spokesperson on foreign affairs, former deputy education minister. Honorable Memwakwaba.
Your many I hope so. Yeah.
Me we are also eh.
Well, challenging times now, so
I mean, now, Mammy, for one free this question. Sa Western Togoland, if we are secessionist, I want my bay. Oh, one, no, my banner, quachi be near Romocoto, near Jamu be, near court, near banner, court neighbor. Ever pay the nanu is see. So many questions in Mebusan on pay. Say, what buy in Ghana ha? Minister of State at the Presidency in charge of security. You are quoting. Minister of State in charge of Interior. A year, Brian Champon. Honorable Ambrose Derry, one a Minister of Interior. A fee, you were Defense Minister and in deputies. You were regional commanders. I would ho. You were regional coordinator, national security. You were music, dissect. Whatever sec. You were national security minister, mabo. You were director of BNI. You were director general CID. Nekobasa yet Ghana Mankrofuya yesadia na no de enkwade a block roads. Akko police station atimia ko seize womo ammunitions AK-47 14. But in Penya Baba man say they are on the ground. Yes, anka di hu na no. Worse things could have happened than the hu.
Okay.
And come away to say
101.7.
Yo, me that's the kind my main chair telephone na I'm listener Okudzeto journal very elaborate list as I said me the National Security Council come yeah as I say yeah acknowledges to say the entire National Security Apparatus, National Security Council, NIPA Odano, the His Excellency the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. And these are the relevant authorities. Ghana, Yabambosem, Eshe, Omusemu, the Constitution mandates them, gives them the authority to protect us and to preserve your territorial integrity. Now, Eddie Kaino, as I say, Asama Esi, as I say, may extend my deepest condolences to families and loved ones of those who have lost their family members in this whole invasion. At least one person confirmed in Japan, Emmanuel Kala. And when you reports of some 2 persons who have also lost their lives in the Bato Togodo area. Me wish police personnel and other civilians almost suffer gunshot wounds, those who were injured, and me call Bato Hospital. Visited or more Makawaho. The others were transferred to Accra. It will not be appropriate for me to spell out specifically where they have been sent. But may wish you a speedy recovery. And almost family members are going through a lot. And we need to let them know our thoughts and prayers with them. Now on the fact-finding Toa Maye as Member of Parliament for the area. Obien himself, the attack was mainly in my constituency. Now, it was a very well coordinated attack. Osha simultaneously. Now, the Mefa police station, the Avejima police station, the assembly, the district assembly offices were all under siege simultaneously. Now, Ushasana, the attackers successfully overpowered the police personnel. Now, the area even more troubling, and it's a more to me era amorino weapons war and our Vema police station commander say now more at least 14 AK-47 rifles and a 5 pump action gun amoriho. All of these weapons have been taken out. These attackers now have the weapons from Vema police station. Mefa police station, so Omufa 2 AK-47 rifles. And the Sogakope Divisional Police Commander now all rushed to the scene with a reinforcement detachment. No, they were also overpowered. Weapons are now on one or so. No, it was also retrieved.
Maybe already.
Yeah.
Minimum woman number. Oh, we are no more doors pound.
Oh, clearly, no more doors. We share narrative, the eyewitness accounts, the narratives from Omoa, especially the police personnel who were on duty. Almost no more doors because at the Mefa police station, not less than 50. At the Aveima police station, so almost say not less than 70. And almost lay ambush to me overpower the approaching reinforcement detachment led by the Divisional Police Commander. And also, no, we also hearing high numbers there. And almost a blockade the Japan entry into the Volta region. Now, almost a number not less than 100. It was quite a high number. Now, what is giving...
Yeah. Na omukuta ammunition si bi. Ana se no omu de omu sa na abo na de omukuta implements bi. Ah, timi ma omu overpower. Ko president ya ukura tuo. Na we se de omu si be ya. Who spray na ede?
Yo, mania the see at the dawn of Friday 25th September no. Enye abrasam na omokra sophisticated weapons. Na omo was superior firepower. Quite clearly, because OTA police for now, I mean, they are trained, they have weapons, but almost the way almost, I mean, first of all, no, almost a distractive almost created the impression, sir. It was a few of them are almost approaching police stations, almost logic complaints. Into why you're distracted? We'll take it down. The complaint, no, writing on your charge sheet, no. Now another complaint form, no. Now the others, they just swamped the police stations. It was well coordinated. And Krofuna Omuye, no, they were well trained. Now those who are the forefront, no, Omuka says, the large majority, the kind of language, even the war songs are no more good. It didn't sound Ghanaian. The variation of the ever language. At this point, the suspicion is that na Omufi Togo. That's what many of the police chiefs, the briefing I have received so far. No? That's what it is pointing to. Sir, they were largely not from my constituency, and now from the Volta region, and it raises a number.
Not from the Volta region, but
at this point, the suspicion, and it's not Omufri Togo.
Okay.
Yeah, and we share the history of this Western Togoland situation, no? All the way to the plebiscite of 9th May 1956. No, the Western Togoland original map, no. People make this matter look as if it's a Volta region thing. Large parts of the Volta region now this whole Western Togoland struggle. We've never been part of it. My area, the Tong, all the 3 Tong constituencies, na yenkang. The Anglo area, na yenkang. Share the territories. It was just parts of current Oti region, parts of Bando, parts of Hohoi, parts of Ho. That's it. That's it for the Volta region. Into the larger part of the Volta region, we've never been part of this whole Western Togoland matter. And the Western Togoland, which original map now, it goes beyond even those small portions of Volta regional and now Oti region now presently constituted. You have it transcending into
okayfm
northern region, Dagbon, Eka, Western Togoland, Mampusi, Boku. Many people don't know the Yeji, parts of Togo, parts of Burkina Faso, parts of Ivory Coast. In China, I have always said, this whole Western Togoland insurgency, say, security apparatus, and ECOWAS, because it even has international dimensions, it can destabilize the sub-region. Say, your leaders and fight this threat seriously, and they do not use superior intelligence gathering to counter and nip this in the bud once and for all. This has the potential of destabilizing not only parts of the Volta region, but even the whole country. When him say a delegation of this group had earlier gone to Dagbon to confer with the Yana, our luck, they said the Yana swiftly drove them out of Dagbon. And national security is aware of this. National security has told them. So Mukra, original Western Togoland map, and our name said Dagbon was part of it. Until they went there to solicit support. They went there, said the Yana should agree to partner with them to wage the battle. And they are consulting other chiefs. I know of some other arrests that have been made in other regions. As I say, especially in Central, let's go back to the history, and I refer researchers, people who are interested in this matter, who kind Jacob Spade's book, The Anthropology of the Ever People of German Togo, who kind Obeda Samoa book on the history of politics in Ghana from page 18. He deals extensively over United Nations resolutions in 1956 at the United Nations about this whole matter. And people will better appreciate, as same way, it goes beyond just Volta region. There's so many other regions, Bono, the Savannah, Northeast, Upper East, the Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, parts of Togo that are affected. Into Yanso and no in Tema. And that's why you are beginning to see, and it's not the first time in our history. Under Nkrumah, under Achampong, you had dissidents from other countries, other nationals, coming into Ghana, pursuing the same Togoland agenda. If you read history, we need to be conscious about the potential threat and power that to me destabilizing many parts of this country and the entire sub-region. Having said that, we also must recognize that what we are dealing with is different from the Papavi group. Papavi group now, the Homeland Study Group, they have issued statements that attack and they are not part of it. Regional Minister confirmed say we now have 5 splinter groups out there. Group this attack last Friday, the Western Togoland Restoration Front. Western Togoland Restoration Front. Clearly, they believe in violence. Papavi group they don't believe in violent means. They are using violence. They have been trained. They are sophisticated. Clearly, they are receiving some financing and some superior training. They have been radicalized. The question to ask is,
okay, 101.
Why are we allowing all this thing to fester? We now have splinter groups all over the place. The other question, as I say, we have learned from history when some of these groups, some of these agitation have started. Sometimes other evil elements in society go and take over what appears to be a particular agenda, and they change it. It mutates to become something else. For example, Boko Haram. What started the original Boko Haram is not what it is today. Today it is now a terrorist group. Into the American say, people, evil elements, ever to me, are hiding behind a secessionist agenda. Now, so they will have other intentions, and before you know, you have a full-blown terrorist organization on your hands.
Papa,
we have to be very, very, very careful as a country about the way we treat the same way with kid gloves. We are not being proactive. The national security apparatus appears to be letting us down. Our intelligence gathering has been weak, and yet when you hear the government information minister speaking as though this matter is under control, it is not under control. When you have police stations being overpowered, you have armories being broken into and weapons being taken out, meaning under control. Now you have even other groups emerging, splinter groups. How sure are we say all the people even engaging in this? It is really a matter of even secessionists. People can use that as a ruse, as we find out in the Boko Haram history. This whole matter can be taken over by evil-minded, characters. They will then use it to pursue other agendas. Indiana, we need to be very, 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 very alert. And I am surprised up to now, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, look, these are treasonable things happening. These are matters that seek to destabilize the country. People are using violent means to want to take over portions of our country, to delimit our country, and to say, Omono take over a portion. And even the distortion of the history, the fact that the places they are attacking today were never even part of Western Togoland. That must make all of us worried. Not only the member of parliament for the area, the chiefs in the region, we have to be concerned because they are already now in the eastern region. So what they said, they did strike in Atimpoku. They're talking about taking over the Akosombo Dam, Akuse Dam, and other national installations. This matter is now going beyond even one region, entering into other regions. It's a very, 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 very serious matter. As I say, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, we must have decisive action. Let's have superior, counter-intelligence. And I have also called for an impartial national inquiry into this matter. We are hearing different language. They appear to be Togolese and all of that. How did the borders are closed? How did they get into Ghana? Are we sure they are not getting support from even other states who probably don't wish us well? Who is financing them? Who is weaponizing them? All of these things, we need to know so that we can nip this in the bud because we are playing with fire at this point.
Now, honorable, but what me be sad to say, you know, honorable, could you upon was the security and then high command and already there on the ground. Yes, sir, the uncle who could have been worse. And no, it's not an explanation.
Look, I have done some studies in these security matters to do with international relations and all of that. At least one of my masters is in this field. And the minim say sometimes, when it comes to these insurgencies, because this is an insurgency, sometimes they can divert attention of the state security architecture. A very possible, sir. When our security personnel were looking at whole market, almost share that and almost send the wrong information just to divert attention. Because as we know, almost call whole market, almost call akuse. So if our government thinks it is even right for them to be putting out publicly, say, it will have been what the agent said, no more, now agents or more call whole market, or more call akuse. And yet, what they did was totally different and even more dangerous. Look, to take over police stations, do you know the signal, the message it sends? They are telling us, they say, Omo was superior firepower, Omo military capability, a higher chain. That is the message sending to us, and it is worse than if they were going to take over the whole market. I mean, early, these people and it tells you, say, in terms of actionable intelligence, credible intelligence, our national security apparatus will have to do better. Media, I'm not impressed. I should tell you very honestly, as a member of parliament, I am not impressed with what we are hearing. You allow these bandits, these hoodlums, these terrorists to divert your attention, and you think that you should be boldly talking about it. They just tricked you. They tricked you, diverted your attention, and came through what they did. And even your response rate, Minia, this attack started at 1:40 a.m., 40 minutes after 1 a.m. Calls, we started placing calls. At least at 4 a.m., I spoke with the National Security Minister, 4 a.m. It was not until way after 10 a.m., the military reinforcement and all of that. At that time, the real perpetrators, they finished all they did, erected barriers, the sand, mounted their flags, drove around with the patrol vehicles. Now, can you imagine the offensive? They were driving around with the police vehicle now, jubilating, saying that they've taken over, hoisting their flags all over. Several hours. They then left, and Sana, most of the people who have been picked up, those 31 people picked up so far, are not the perpetrators. The real perpetrators, we allow them to get away. Media, look, I want to see a more active national security apparatus that is more responsive. I know it's not an easy job, but that's why they are being paid. That's their mandate. That's their responsibility. They must be more up and doing, because as it is now, we are all at risk. Imagine, this was a more severe invasion. People wanted to, even take over this country. Is this how would this have been our response rate? And is this something we should be celebrating? I am deeply, deeply worried about the whole national security response. We should be doing far better.
Baby, maybe some say. First, you sang from the Homeland Study Group. Woman na wamudi enimu. Says you have splinter groups, be 5. What does it tell us? Is it that be a Homeland Study Group no do wamudi eba ye no? Ya handle ni ye so say okra be ya obi antimi yo hu. Na ye do kono nya de e na ma ai bebre. Enti sene enye wonwo se betimi anya 20 or thereabout. Efasa groups ya wo nyina e pese wo first start trouble we.
Any kind of, when you have more splinter groups, it tells you, sir, in terms of the initial handling of this matter, you're failing. National security are failing, and it's even become there's no deterrence. Into Ababe, quite attractive. you are having so many groups now emerging. And we are even seeing 3 flags so far, 3 flags that have been erected and are hoisted at various locations in the country. What it tells us, and it's the initial response, that approach was not strong enough. It was not a deterrent. And we really have failed in the response. All of these splinter groups emerging. It also tells us there is appetite, there is funding. In Kofubi Wahua, Omo Awasika, Omo weapons, and they are available to recruit people and to spend resources on this kind of devious activity. It does not portend well. As I say, you're very, very troubled about the signals that this sends. When you have more splinter groups on the same matter, and they are even getting more and more emboldened, and these are very radical wings. Claire said, Omo artists say, they have been radicalized, they have been weaponized, and Omo in Kofua, they are very fearless, and they seem to be marksmen. Target, and how to overpower even the uniformed personnel and all of that. We must be very, very troubled. The signal, it means that same way, auditory ama is even now becoming fashionable, and we must see a different kind of response. So far, the response which has led to 5 splinter groups, and who knows if there are even more out there, and who knows if even some of the splinter groups, and secessionist agenda, and pursue, they may have other agendas, as we have seen in the case of Boko Haram, as we have seen in Algeria in history, as we have seen in Cameroon currently. If you follow these matters about boundary delimitation, secessionism, and all of that. Clearly, your initial response, the Ghanaian government initial response, has not been effective, and it is time for a different kind of approach.
Honorable Medasa,
Yo, Mr. Medasa.
Yes, sir, I say, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and NHM Common Pacho.
OKFM 101.7.